This is a video response to my favorite Jewish blogger who wrote a really well-written piece, as all his pieces are, about cigarette smoke according to Jewish law. And he said that the RCA recently, this was in 2005 I believe, or 2006, came out and put a ban on cigarette smoke. The RCA, I think, is the Rabbinical Council of America or something like this, not to be confused with the Rabbinical College of America in Morristown. This would not come from Hasidim, trust me on this one. My issue with this is, this world, God creates children so that we enjoy ourselves. Of course, within the confines of Torah, of observing His commandments, but you wouldn't create a child to make him suffer, to have him, even the whole story of Adam Rishon in Gan Eden, the question is on God. How could you put us in a place where we can have everything but one thing? What's the point? It turns out that discipline and these things are good things for man, but the question is on God. How could you put us in a world where some things aren't permitted? Now that's just one thing that we couldn't do in Gan Eden, and we failed miserably as humanity. Adam Rishon contained the souls of every single person that would ever pass the face of this earth. However, except for according to Hasidic doctrine, Mashiach soul bowed out and didn't take part in Chet Priyat Das, but I don't like that. However, anyway, the point is that how could you, that when the Torah was given 3,320 years ago, they knew what tobacco was. It was a known crop, and people were enjoying from it. And God surely knows everything. God knows what's going to happen in the next 3,320 years, even to this day, when He gives the Torah to Moshe that long ago on the 6th day of Sivan, in the year 2448, I believe. Anyway, the point is this: if God doesn't prohibit tobacco, who is mankind to come in to prohibit it later? We are not here to add to the Torah. This is not our shlichut in life. Our shlichut in life is to try to the best of our ability to keep what it says in God Almighty's Torah. And any God-fearing individual who has tried this in a real manner will tell you the last thing he needs anyone to do, be it the RCA, be it his own personal rabbi, be it whoever it is to add a prohibition to the Torah. Give me a positive act to do, and this is why I love the Lubavitcher Rebbe, is his shita was add in something good. You're not doing, give more tzedakah, daven be'arichus, daven at length. Do more good with your life. Take on a hachlata taiva, add in Torah learning. He wasn't, what you should stop doing? And even, I just want to say that one of the most major transgressions, according to Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, it's the most serious transgression in the Torah, is wasteful emission of semen. Anyone who has ever tried to combat this issue in their own life on a real basis, okay, and this is something that the Alter Rebbe says in chapter 7 of Tanya, this wasteful emission of semen is worse than incest, than having a marital relation with your mother. Spiritually, because there's no female element to absorb all the drops of holiness. Okay. Having said that, I do not need the RCA to come and tell me I cannot smoke a cigarette. I cannot smoke tobacco. Now, I'll grant you one thing. The cigarettes in this country, except for like if you buy natural spirits or ones without additives, they're horrible and they're made to addict you. And they're bad. I mean, Marlboro, all the major brands are filled with chemicals, and it's not the way you should be smoking tobacco. I'll grant you that. But to take tobacco in a pipe and just smoke it, or to roll your own cigarette from tobacco, if this relaxes you, if this expands your mind, your consciousness, I made this point on the comments, but Rabbi once said, the reason he eats fatty meat and drinks an old or a spiced wine is because it expands his consciousness. And he understands Torah better. There was one time, the Mittler brings a story, someone says, we asked you Shiloh yesterday, you didn't give an answer, now you're giving an answer. How come you're giving an answer? Shiloh is a question. So he told him, well, yesterday I didn't taste from the meat of the ox. So these physical chemicals, these physical substances, meat and wine and tobacco, they have the ability to expand our consciousness and make us more receptive to godliness. The Native Americans, by the way, used tobacco as a sacrament. Okay? And I'm not saying that I'm a Native American, but what I'm saying is these are people who had a very good understanding of what spirituality is, of what appreciating nature for all its beauty is, and that America came and also another thing about the incidence of lung cancer and cancers in general on this continent, in the Tropic of Cancer in the Northeast, in let's say the North America, and not even North America, let's say specifically America, the United States, versus let's say France, where the incidence of smoking is much higher and the incidence of lung cancer is much lower. What you'll find also, they drink much more red wine than we drink. They're more relaxed people. What you'll find ultimately is what causes these cancers is stress, and not these chemicals. My grandfather, my father's father, smoked 40 cigarettes every day as a religious habit. and died at the age of 90 peacefully in his sleep without so much of a cough or any disruption of his respiratory system. I don't know. They say natural causes. We don't do autopsies in Judaism, so I don't know exactly how. But 90 years old he lived. Okay, if this relaxes you in any way, do not, in my opinion, with all due respect to the Rabbanim of the RCA, with all due respect, you're not God, and you're not in God's place. You're not to tell me to prohibit for me something which God Himself permits. This isn't Christianity and this isn't Islam, where we make additions to Moshe Rabbeinu's Torah. The Torah was given completely. Even adding the miracle stories of Hanukkah and Purim into our religious life was a big shaila by the Rabbanim. How can you add that? It wasn't in the Torah. But these things happen historically, and the rabbis want us to commemorate every single year. So we do it, but not without the understanding that this is a tricky thing to do. The Torah was given completely and perfectly. We don't need to add to it. We're human intellect, and Torah comes from divine intellect. There's no comparison. So that's just, I'm sorry I'm getting animated. People don't like when I get upset, but to have rabbis tell me what I can and cannot do over what God Himself has commanded, Moshe Rabbeinu has commanded, is not Judaism, and I don't want any part of that religion. I'm open to comments. Thank you so much, and God bless.